We're back at the reception centre at the moment, just waiting for the next part of our tour. In the distance, you can actually see Winton. I'm not sure how good it's going to come up on the film, but if you look to the left of the screen, through the trees, and in the distance, you might see a tall white, column, let's say. That's the big water tower that is in Winton, and that is basically in the middle of town. So from here I can see the water tower. Our caravan a caravan park is not very far from that location. In fact, it'd probably be only a couple of 100 metres at the most, and that's where we're camped. And so that's how I know that that town that we're looking at is Winton.
Another tour coming in. Thank you.
So, welcome to Marshall Dinosaurs. Welcome to what is known as our Snake Creek trackside. Now, a common question is, was this formed here? No, it was not. This is 95 million years old. The jump up that we're on is 30 million years old. Yep. But also, quick question, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You guys can hear me? Yeah. Alright, sweet. Also, during the tour, I'm going to position myself where I'm going to find it a bit difficult to sort of see the footprints. So if you're standing behind me, you're going to struggle as well, essentially. So just sort of remain in front of me. But we will, before we start talking about the actual footprints themselves, we're going to talk a bit about the environment 95 million years ago, because it was not solid rock. It was quite different to leave these impressions behind. So let's jump in a time machine. We're going to whiz on back about 95 million years. Sort of the relocation process. This section is what uncovered the rest of this entire trackside, essentially. So what we are looking at here, however, is the underlying sandstone layer, and then over the top is the mudstone layer. That's the layer where the dinosaurs have made their footprints. Now back in 2000, this was originally at Snake Creek, around 80 kilometers away on private property, and around 2000 there was a break away from the outer thinness, just like I did earlier. Again, we've got our sauropods coming through. Again, we don't know, it could be one, could be two, but basically this section here is a lot more muddy, a lot more saturated than further down, because the river is flowing into this section first, and it is filling up in this area first, basically. So as the sauropods are doing, placing their feet down, the mud is being displaced, but it's filling back in again, so it's not as nice, unfortunately. So that's the sauropods. Now we can move back into the little guys. We've got more of the crocs, starting from this green marker here. We've got more, they're more like scratch marks essentially, heading their way along to this purple marker here. Now the ones further down, they're about 1.5 meters in size, so not very big. You know, saltwater crocs can be about 5 meters in length today, so not very big. And these ones here, around 50 centimeters, so juvenile, very, very small. Again, those in there.
Yep.
Sweet. So this section here is our debris pile. Basically, as the water from the behind you guys has flown in, it's flown into this section, and it's carrying, obviously, it's not just flowing with water, but it's carrying bits of mud, little bits of sand, bits of branches, any sort of things with so the natural environment is just being flown into this area here, and it's all pooling up on this end, creating this natural dam. So over here is a really deep impression of one of those branches. There's some more of the impressions just on the rock sort of here, a bit further down. And then sort of working our way down, we're seeing a couple of holes sort of sticking out. That's the sticks that have stuck into the debris pile. And then down here, we're getting a couple more impressions of those branches as well, twigs, sticks. But around here, this is leaf litter, scratch marks of leaf litter, so just leaves piling on the top, a couple of twigs as well. Now, the important part about this is it is deeper than the mudstone layer, it's deeper than the dinosaur layer. So this has existed before the dinosaurs came to, especially with those sauropods, which is why we're seeing a response from these sauropods. They've seen this debris zone and gone, I'm a 20-ton animal. If I trip over this, I'm going to have a very hard time getting back up. So it is a slip, trip, and fall hazard, and it's showing signs of self-preservation, self-awareness. So that's why it's diverted itself out between those two panels out there. Now, as the water is flowing in over time, after that week, it has filled up more and more, and again, it's carrying those bits of sand, and it's only slowly depositing itself over these footprints. And then over time, it has hardened, creating a sandstone, and then over the top, we've got more bits of sediment over the top, more different layers, essentially, and that's what's been able to preserve it. And then over the course of 95 million years ago, it all gets eroded away again and exposes all these footprints quite violently with something like a big flood, essentially like a flash flood back in 2000. Yep. Now,
Yeah, I'll get it. little bodger. Just sitting here taking in the sunlit plains extended. Tonight we'll come back and we'll look at the everlasting stars.